Hey guys, welcome back to Attack on Item World. How has your week been? My week has been a little stressful, if I'm honest. A little stressful, but other than that, it's been pretty good. I've been playing a whole bunch of Pokemon Silver, actually. Believe it or not, I've been playing some Pokemon Silver. There's only 2 people on this map. That's interesting.
I shall go.
It's quite interesting. Anyway, I've been playing a lot of Pokemon Silver, surprisingly not. I've just got my ass rocked by Whitney, the third gym leader. She kicked my ass. It's a little bit embarrassing, quite frankly. And I then accidentally, I accidentally gave up Vine Whip on my Bellsprout for Stun Spore. So my Bellsprout has now got no offensive moves now. So that was nice. I feel really bad about that. I feel like I made him useless. Poor Bellsprout. I'm gonna see if I can find a Bellsprout in Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, which is, of course, very soon. Very soon. I hope you guys are excited to play that. I'll be talking about it on the show, on this show specifically. I'll be talking about it, and hopefully we'll be able to have a few cool conversations about that. If you guys are interested in my Pokemon Sun and Moon updates, I will do that. I wish I could play it. I wish I could play it with you guys, but I've not got a capture device capable of capturing a 3DS. I'm not even sure about how one would go about getting one of those. So, I mean, I know you can buy them, but they don't look very stable. Quite frankly, they look kind of weird and not very stable. So I'm a bit worried about that situation. But Ultra and Ultra Moon are very close, so that's nice. 17th. Xenoblade Chronicles. We were going to at least have a look at that, wasn't we? And well, it got pushed back. I thought it was the 1st of November. I thought it was the 1st of November for fucking ages. And then it seems like it has been pushed back. It's just the 1st of December now. There is a Nintendo Direct, I believe, tomorrow? Tomorrow, question mark? Tomorrow, maybe? About Xenoblade 2? So, that should be good to look at. That gives us some more information. Maybe that helps us confirm whether or not it's a game that we want to be playing, you know, that sort of stuff. So that's very good. I like the Nintendo Directs. I like the Nintendo Directs a lot. They're very, very cool. I think having them throughout the year on specific topics is nice. I wish they could give us a few more surprises at the end of them, but I suppose it's kind of difficult. Like, they did an Animal Crossing one recently, and I kind of wish that they ended that off with being like, oh, by the way, Animal Crossing for the Switch, here it is, here's a picture, off we go. But at the same time, that would probably undermine what they wanted to do by trying to sell us this mobile Animal Crossing game. So I guess I'm sure there'll be a Switch version of Animal Crossing. I'm not into Animal Crossing phone idea. I'll give it a go. I'll definitely give it a go, but I'm not sure not sure if I'm the targeted market for that. I love Animal Crossing, so I guess I am the targeted market for it. It just, I don't know. Until I get my hands on it, it looks a bit weird. So I'll update you guys on that when I have a little go at it. But yeah, it's a weird. It's kind of odd. I mean, I guess Animal Crossing fits perfectly with the mobile gaming market, but I never really thought about it. But I'm afraid that it'll be really like a dumbed down version of Animal Crossing to make us buy the Switch version that I have no doubt that they're at least thinking of making. Because Animal Crossing for the Switch makes perfect fucking sense. Meeting up with friends would be literally meeting up with friends. It's kind of perfect. But other than that, what have we been playing? We've also been playing some Hack. I've played about 2 hours into it. It's pretty good. I actually kind of really like it. People aren't into it very much, so I don't think it will be continuing terrifically long, I don't think, unless a surprise happens. Otherwise, I'll just play it on my own and give you guys a update here and there on this. So I won't give you an update this time because you guys are still watching it. Hopefully you guys are watching it and enjoying it. But it's okay. It's okay if it goes to pot because I had planned ahead of this. In fact, if I was just going to do a hack, it was kind of a spur of the moment thing anyway. And it would have been a really long spur of the moment thing, to be fair. But it's Sonic is coming out on the 7th, right? Which we are definitely going to be doing a show on. We're definitely going to be doing a full series on Sonic, hopefully. Assuming nothing terribly goes wrong. I should always preference that, right? Assuming nothing terribly goes wrong. One of my hack videos was oddly claimed by Bandai, which is kind of surprising. They're usually really good about it. I don't know, it was just the one video, so I'm not entirely sure what was up with it, but I won't go into that. A little bit worried about more of them going up, but it's not really an issue for me, because again, we're making the big bucks. So it's not an issue. Anyway, really enjoying it. I like a lot of the little mechanics, and it really brings me back to like PlayStation 2 RPGs and how they were really just something special, just constantly something special. It was a really interesting time. I feel like the PlayStation 2 was about RPGs and all that. But the main bulk of the thing that I wanted you to words are difficult sometimes. I'm sorry. The main bulk of the thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about was BlizzCon. So for those of you guys who don't know what BlizzCon is, and you're like, whoa, what the fuck is BlizzCon, Strife? I don't know what that is. It's like, well, okay, it's a convention that Blizzard do. For that, and it's just an excuse for them to sell you a bunch of shit, really. But that's what all conventions are, so, you know, whatever. BlizzCon, they do a little press conference and they release a whole bunch of like little tidbits of their video games, you know, World of Warcraft, Overwatch, stuff like that. And I generally don't watch it because I'm not a huge fan of Blizzard. I'm not one of Blizzard's people who play their games, I guess you could say. I don't go out my way to play Blizzard games. Overwatch, don't get me wrong, I love Overwatch. It's pretty damn good. I like Diablo. It's pretty damn fun. I like StarCraft to a point. It's pretty good. It's a miracle to watch. Like, it's really interesting. And you know, so I'm not the thing. I'm not Heroes of the Storm because I'm really not a MOBA fan. I'm not into MOBAs at all, unfortunately. I can never never wrap my head around them. Maybe if someone sat down and explained it to me, you know, bit by bit, maybe I'd eventually get it. But I never really understood them. But BlizzCon did have a few interesting announcements. Of course, they had, you know, your average affair. They had, you know, new maps for Overwatch and stuff. They had, you know, they had StarCraft 2 going free to play, which was an interesting one. Kind of an infuriating one since I recently paid like full price to purchase that game and the expansion for my father so he could play them, and now it's like the first one will be free to play soon. Like, okay, goody. I'm so happy I just paid for it. But you know, that's part of the cost. It's good that it's free to play, I guess. If they're no longer selling them on a, well, they obviously are because I bought one recently. But if they're no longer selling them on a super thing, I think it's a good idea. It's a good idea to put it free to play, at least the first game, or the base game, the vanilla game, because that allows people who wasn't really interested to be like, okay, I'll give it a go, and maybe that'll be a whole new eye-opener, especially if they don't play real-time strategy games in the first place. Maybe that'll be like an eye-opener, like, wow, holy shit, this turns out like this is actually something I really want to play, you know, and they get into a whole new franchise because of it. I think it's great. It's a really cool idea to do that, especially if they're not going to be making, if they're not making any money off of that. They may as well have it out. And for those people who have paid for it and are kind of stung, I'm not entirely sure. Maybe there's something that they're doing to make it less stingy for them. I don't know, but at the same time, I feel like it's good for them too, you know. So it's like what was that game that Battleborn, right? Battleborn came out at the same time as Overwatch. Didn't do as well as Overwatch. And I believe it's free to play now. Is it free to play? Or is it buy to play? It might be buy to play. You just buy it straight up. Maybe it's not actually. Maybe it is free to play. Probably should have looked this up before talking to you about it. But that's fine. That's fine. It doesn't hurt my point. So my point being is that if that's a game that you really love playing, making it free to play and you've paid for it and you've supported it all this time, yes, a little bit of a thank you wouldn't hurt. But at the same time, it invigorates your game, right? It frees it up. It makes more people more interested in it, and maybe it brings a whole bunch of people back. And there's more people playing it then. And I think that's really good for a community, and people should embrace those people coming in and trying it rather than shunning them.
Cheating's the best.
It's just my 2 cents on it. Also, but of course, you know, they announced another World of Warcraft, less enemies, or because no, you know what, I don't want that. I'll pass on that. Let's make Iowa smaller. That's right. 5 floors. Anyway, so a new expansion for World of Warcraft. Not something that I'm super excited about, because you guys know me. I'm not super into World of Warcraft. In fact, I don't care about World of Warcraft really all that much at all. Not in the general sense of things, anyway. I like the idea of World of Warcraft, but I've just never really got into it, basically. I played it with my partner for the very first time, I want to say about a year ago? Was that a fucking year ago? Jeez, that feels so long. It's long ago now, but yeah, it must have been just about a year ago. I played it for the very first time, before, or maybe it was just before. It was either just before or just after the latest expansion came out. I think it was just beforehand.
I shall go.
But I was interested in it. I watched people play it, and I liked the orcs and the alliance and the horde. I liked them fighting. I liked that whole thing. I quite enjoy the Warcraft movie, even though I know it's not about World of Warcraft directly. I believe it's about stuff like the strategy games, right, to begin with, and before they get into World of Warcraft, because it was originally RTS. But anyway, I'm straying off my point. It's something once again that I'll be watching, at the very least. I'll watch someone play it because it's interesting to me. The game is interesting to me. I'm just not into playing it. Does that make any sense? Like at all? We just don't know. There's a lot of fireworks going outside, by the way. Sorry if you can hear that. You shouldn't be able to, hopefully. Apologizing for it anyway. Anyway, what was I saying? World of Warcraft. Right, World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft experience. A lot of people say like, oh, World of Warcraft is so good. World of Warcraft is the best. You'd really, really like it. You'd really, really like it. And I just never really have. Right, and I am somebody who does enjoy MMOs. I love MMOs. You guys who know, I play a lot of Destiny. I'm not sure I count that as an MMO. It kind of feels more. Oh, I was hoping to kill him. I kind of count Destiny as more like a Borderlands game, in my opinion. But it's fine. I play a lot of Destiny 2. I play a lot of Guild Wars 2. I play a bit of Elder Scrolls Online, not a whole lot, but I do play a bit. Stuff like that. I play. Obviously, I play Final Fantasy 14. I play Final Fantasy 14 to the grave. Like, I play it so much. I love that game. It's my favorite game of ever, I guess. It's super good, and I also played Final Fantasy 11 for a long time, and I played Fantasy Star Universe for a very long time. I've tried out a whole bunch of other MMOs that I've just not really got into. But this World of Warcraft, I own all of the expansions but the latest one when I brought it to try it out. And, oh, I didn't pick up the fucking fish. I didn't pick up the fish, and I just wasn't into it. But the point I'm trying to get across here is that I actually am interested in it from an outside point of view, right? And they announced something else other than the expansion that was very interesting. It is in fact the game World of Warcraft Classic, and it's like classic servers. So from my understanding, they are doing the thing that has been happening for ages, basically, that people have been wanting for ages, and they've been kind of ignoring them, telling them that you don't want it, you don't want it, you don't really want it, and stuff like that. And I thought it was always a bit weird. I was like, well, if everyone's shouting for it, then why not just give it to them, right? I've always kind of thought that was weird and sort of stuff. Like, there's been plenty of servers like thingy servers, not like actual official Blizzard servers. Oh, we've done this one before, haven't we? Go back to time one. I've always wondered why Blizzard themselves haven't decided to capitalize on them doing their own vanilla servers, and they said it was like technically too difficult, technically ridiculous, like it was not worth doing and all this sort of stuff, and they've decided to do it in the form of World of Warcraft Classic. So from my understanding, you'll be able to just play. You'll be able to play World of Warcraft as vanilla on just a server, which is really interesting, actually. I'm not sure behind the technical side of it. I'm told it's very difficult to do, sort of thing, but I don't know it myself. But it's interesting, right? It's super interesting that World of Warcraft, a game that has been around for so long, decided to make a vanilla server. So it's like basically you'd have to start playing it again. You'd have to start a new character on this new server, and it would just be the game, but without any expansions. And that's kind of crazy. I don't know how this is going to turn out overall. I'm going to watch it. Hell, I may even give it a go. Because like I said, I already own it, right? So if all I have to do is just turn my sub back on to give it a go, I will probably do that, to be honest. Because that's super interesting to me, and I'd really like to be interested in the community that does that. Because that's like re-releasing Final Fantasy XI without any of the expansions, or allowing me to play or creating a server on Final Fantasy XIV for 1.0, you know, like the failed version of Final Fantasy where they created a whole new game around it. Like, the nostalgia for that must be like crazy. Like, there must be so many fans that are just like exploding over excitement for that. Like, I would love for Final Fantasy XIV to release a 1.0 server. I don't think it'd be any good, because it's bad. That's why they upgraded it, right? Like, I'd love to play Final Fantasy XI back how it was in day one, like, just to do it, because that's really interesting, you know? Like, I kind of want to go back and play more Final Fantasy XI now, but if I could go back and play Final Fantasy XI as the game existed on day one, before all the changes, wow, that would be crazy. But at the same time, I do hope that people realize what they've gotten themselves into, right? Because it is going to be really, really different. Like, if they make it completely as it was in WoW, in Vanilla, sorry, like, holy shit, if they changed, like, it'd be a completely different game, you know? Completely different game. And that is what's interesting, is that it's good, because I think there's a lot of stuff that people take for granted now that probably didn't exist then, right? Like, someone was telling me about, like, the duty finder wouldn't exist in Vanilla WoW. You'd have to go to the dungeon entrance or something. Which, wow, if you had to do that in Final Fantasy, that would fucking suck. But, like, Final Fantasy XI, being able to play it then, having that same level of grind, you know, like grinding out levels on mobs and all that sort of stuff. I would love to go and do that with, like, a couple of my friends. Just do that shit. That would be so good. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how that turns out. Because if that does really well and is very profitable for them, it wouldn't surprise me if other MMOs do the same. Release a server that's just the vanilla-based game. If it's easy to do, mind you. I wouldn't expect Final Fantasy XIV to ever re-release 1.0. Because holy shit, 1.0 was a fucking disaster. Right? Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed playing 1.0. I did enjoy my time of it, and I have very fond memories. But holy shit, if that stuff didn't fucking annoy me. You know, like there's a lot of stuff that really annoyed me that they fixed, you know, and that's what's going to be back, right? So I've never seen World of Warcraft in that state. I've never seen it in vanilla state. I didn't even, when it came out in vanilla, I didn't even know about it, you know? I think I was probably playing RuneScape at the time or some shit. So it's going to be cool. I feel like that's a very, very cool announcement. Even for somebody like me who's never played World of Warcraft at that time and didn't like it when he played it now. I'm interested in it. I know a lot of other YouTubers, a lot of people have stressed that they're interested in it and they think it's cool. I think it's very cool. I probably may even give it a go. If you guys want to see me give it a go, let me know in the comments, and maybe somehow I can make that happen. A lot of upgrades are going to be going on around here, hopefully very soon. And once I get some cash flow going, hopefully we'll be upgrading a few pieces, upgrading a few systems, and maybe even my environment might be a bit in need of an upgrade. Walls could do with a lick of paint, but that's not for you guys to have an understanding about. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll leave it there. We talked a lot about World of Warcraft. I hope you guys don't mind that. I know it's something I don't usually talk about because it's not something that I'm not super into, but this is interesting to me nevertheless. Let me know if you're interested in World of Warcraft Classic, and let me know how you feel on World of Warcraft as a game itself. That'd be interesting. Anyway, I've got a whole bunch of fireworks to watch, apparently, as they're just going off like mad outside my window. So I'm going to go look at the pretty lights, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.